severe pain and bloodstains. It made Dwajin tremble at a loss. Kunzai didn't give him a chance to react. He grabbed his handsome shirt. Right-hand punches hit him in the face one after another. The man at the side also began to be speechless. That stinky boy was obviously okay for the first time. Why did you get diarrhea directly later? Dwajin was Kunzai, kicked into the trash heap. Kunzai clenched his fists tightly. I'm really upset. You dared to do anything to me. Have I been hitting you hard enough? Make you think I'm especially easy to bully. Just in time, when the boy is ready to teach Dwajin a lesson, a bag of trash suddenly flew towards his face. The garbage bag was torn by Dwajin. The garbage inside instantly flew out and hit Kunzai. Dwajin caught the moment his line of sight was blocked. Just lunged at him. But then he was taken aback. Just rubbish. It was actually blocked by Kunzai with his arm. So he changed his mind. Hugged Kunzai's waist directly with both hands. I want to pick him up. But it was blocked by Kunzai with his arm. Kunzai. It is directly a straight punch from the left hand towards Dwajin and swung it. He was annoyed by Duo Jun's confused behavior. Kunzai pressed against Dwajin's neck hard. Just one punch. But Dwajin suddenly has two fingers suck the beads from Chao Kunzai. And this also surprised the man on the side. He just realized how handsome. You're actually imitating your own behavior. Sand face. Block your sight and grab your waist. Knee brace. Two-finger difference. How handsome the imitation makes the man praise it. But none of the movements he imitated were decent. Dwajin's fingers were crunched by Kunzai. Then with a click, Kunzai actually twisted Dwajin's finger directly. He ridiculed him arrogantly. You fool. How to continue reporting? I can't even do it. But then his face sank. Dwajin is not only not afraid. Instead, his eyes glared at him viciously. Infuriated Kunzai, he directly slapped towards Dwajin's face. Don't stare at me with that eyeball of yours. Kunzai slapped him so violently that his face was deformed. Dwajin remembered that he had asked a man at that time. Do you really have a chance of winning? The man also bluntly said that there is a big difference in physique between the two of them. It's really not easy. But that doesn't necessarily mean you're going to lose. Because it doesn't matter what you do in street fighting. Do whatever it takes. And this time, the man on the side is already about to leave. He was no longer optimistic about Dwajin's battle. But when he glanced back again, the picture in front of you, but it made him feel interesting. Kunzai, who just beat up Dwajin and couldn't find Bei. At this moment, his face is full of fear. Because of something hard was pressing against his stomach. But he still couldn't believe it. Usually so weak. How dare you threaten people with that? Just reach out and grab what's wrapped in the newspaper. But that solid touch instantly shocked him. Dwajin also laughed at this moment. He yelled at the man, come on. Grab it hard. Aren't you very strong? Grab it with your hands as before. This little Kunzai who owes a beating in front of him, with the strength of your grip. Often bully classmates. Now, he has a look of fear on his face. Because someone is holding the guy. It landed on his stomach. But he still couldn't believe it. People who are usually bullied so badly by him. Now, you have the guts to threaten people with a guy. He reached out directly and grabbed what was wrapped in the newspaper. But that solid touch instantly shocked him. Dwajin also laughed at this moment. He's yelling at the man, come on. Grab it hard. Aren't you very strong? Grab it with your hands as before. At this moment, Zhao Kunzai also began to panic. His hand, holding the newspaper, also trembled. The whole body unconsciously retreats. Dwajin also took advantage of Kunzai's fear. Kicked him hard. Then he stretched out the newspaper and walked towards Kunzai. But Kunzai ran away directly. The man on the side is also very puzzled. Although guys can be terrifying. Body stiffness. But only if it's real. But if Dwajin is imitating him. Prepared fake guy. That Kun, you should feel something wrong when you grab it. The other side. Kanzai is running away like crazy. And he was in a panic. He couldn't believe that Dwajin was so crazy. Kanzai ran and ran, but ran into a dead end. And Dwajin is already dragging his shoes with the guy, approaching him step by step. Now, Kanzai's heart has completely begun to fear. He began to doubt how handsome. Maybe he really wants his life. Dwajin came up and clenched his right fist, hit Kanzai in the head. Then the left and right hands frantically threw punches at him. Because the guy in Dwajin's hand, Kanzai can only be passively beaten all the time, can't fight back. Dwajin then kicked Kanzai in the abdomen. The same position was kicked by Dwajin one after another. At this moment, Kanzai was also embarrassed and softened. Beg him to stop. But Dwajin is gnashing his teeth. Clenched fists. Then he kicked Kanzai again. What the hell are you talking about? Do you know that because of you? What kind of days did I have at school? Beaten by you for no reason. The more I pray, in exchange for a more ferocious fist. And now, you're begging me to stop? Have you ever thought about how miserable I am? I even want to give up my life every day. Dwajin recalls the scene of being bullied by the school bully and the others, trembling and crying. The guy in his hand also slowly put it down. But this was noticed by Kanzai. The man on the side just wanted to admire, when Dwajin can actually win. His eyebrows were instantly speechless again. Dwajin, at the last moment of victory. Kanzai actually seized the opportunity. He directly picked up Dwajin Pankin. Kanzai clutched Dwajin's shirt tightly. You idiot. How dare you threaten me with this thing? I will never let you go like this. Kanzai angrily raised the guy in his right hand. He went straight to Dujunja. At this moment, he showed that gloomy expression again. I'm not like you. I'm not a coward. But looking at how handsome he is, safe and sound in front of him, and the steel ruler with the newspaper off my hand. Kanzai was trembling in anger and froze in place, and Dwajin also began to mock. Am I a coward? I'm not going to be scared to pee by a steel ruler. The man on the side only understood now. How handsome. That kid went to the trash can to turn over a steel ruler. This kid is really funny. On the other side, Kanzai was so angry that he was blown up. Punch after punch. Crazy smash towards Dwajin's face. I'm going to show you what a real lunatic is. Kanzai's fierce fist. Jin Duoying almost lost consciousness. But the man appeared behind Kanzai at this time. How dare you call yourself a lunatic? Kanzai was still angry. And suddenly someone drenched a can of yellow soup. He directly put aside the many people next to him. I'm going to hit the man. Men don't panic at all. Left foot slightly back. Then slowly raise your foot. With lightning speed. Kick towards Kanzai. Just one hit. As a direct result, the arrogant Zhao Kanzai, Dwajin, who was lying on the ground, also opened his eyes at this moment. The man came to Dwajin's side. What a pity. And you were almost there. You know what will happen if I don't do it, right? You lost, so I can't teach you boxing. Dwajin knelt down on the ground in resentment. Hate yourself for why at this moment. Remember the scene of being bullied. I clearly promised to change myself. But lost to those guys again. Dwajin's eyes are splitting at the moment. He clenched his fists and smashed towards the ground. Vent anger that has nowhere to vent. The man also seemed to be touched by Duo Jun's insistence. He crouched down to face Dwajin. Do you really want to become stronger that much? It's been beaten like this. I still think how handsome I am without words. Tears streamed down his devastated face. He nodded solemnly. The man also laughed at the moment. He looked at Dwajin in front of him with interest. Then I'll give you one last chance. But this time it will be harder. Is it okay? Subsequently, the man took Dwajin to another neighborhood. He asked, how do you think someone bullied him at school? The most disgusting garbage in the world. Dwajin nodded without hesitation. And the man went on. But the really dangerous people are actually outside of school. Those who cannot be managed. Since you are determined to mingle in society, you will definitely meet someone more ruthless than in school. You will also encounter more dangerous guys. You ask me what place this is. These are the dangerous guys. We live together. The man pushed Dwajin into a room with one foot. Just pray that you can survive here. With the door frame slammed shut, Dwajin knelt on the ground for no reason. What does it mean to survive? When he looked ahead, a few guys who look fierce appeared in front of his eyes. Tears streamed down the boy's devastated face. He is ready to deal with the past. Weak self says goodbye. Even if you get expelled from school, or being kicked out of the house by your own biological father, he has nothing at the moment. He just wants revenge on the bully who bullied him. The man also seemed to be moved by his persistence. He smiled and looked at Dwajin. Then I'll give you another chance. If you want to become stronger, just hold on to the determination to die. Immediately after, the man led him to a strange street. How handsome will he be? Kick into a room. Then he looked at Dwajin with a smirk. You boy, just pray that you can live well here. With the door frame slammed shut, Dwajin knelt on the ground for no reason. What does it mean to survive? When he looked ahead, a few guys who look fierce appeared in front of his eyes. After much explanation, they also knew that Dwajin was here to learn boxing. Dahua looked at him with contempt. Zhao Hanji. That guy is really speechless too. Left you like this and left. Dahua then heard how handsome. Said he couldn't do anything. I've never worked for money. He directly began to mock Dwajin with a look of disgust. What do you eat? Zhao Hanji, how could I bring you such a useless guy? Dahua suddenly put a hand on Dwajin's shoulder. He was so scared that he shivered. Then Dahua took him to the laundry room. He told Dwajin, this is where he will sleep later. And it's not free. Since there is nothing, you have to work for them. He made Dwajin start looking forward to the days to come. From the next day, Dwajin started devil training on the boxing road. Clean the toilet through the toilet. Moving flowers, watering and drying sundries. But he has no complaints. Because people who run away from home, where is the qualification to be picky? For Dwajin, compared to the days when I was bullied by school bullies, it's friendly enough here. The next few days, Dojin also started to wander around the block. He just realized that this neighborhood is really scary. It's like the gangsters from all over the world are gathering. Here it is. He just glanced at the gangster in the distance. Although he had lowered his head just in time. But when he passed the gangster still found trouble with him. You boy, did you just peek at my girlfriend's legs? Kowtow to me right now, or I'll break your leg. Only then did Dwajin realize. It turns out that Zhao Hanji said to survive is to live in the black den where these gangsters gather. Aggressive attitude towards gangsters. If it was before, he may choose to tolerate. But now, as the trash falls, Dwajin clenched his fist and was about to wave it at the gangster. But the gangster suddenly froze in place. It was Dahua who suddenly came behind Dwajin. Hey, blind guy. What are you doing to my little brother? Then Dahua shrugged his shoulders. Just bumped past the gangster. Don't take him seriously at all. I'm about to leave with Dwajin. But the gangster who lost face in front of his younger brother. How can you just let him go? The gangster directly put aside one hand to dissuade his younger brother. Left hand holding guy. Running straight towards Dahua. But Dahua didn't panic at all. Grabbed the gangster's wrist with one hand. Left crotch against the back of the gangster's leg. Then an elevation angle of 90 degrees. Just a nice shoulder fall. The gangster was smashed to the ground hard. His subordinates were also stunned by Dahua. Dahua looked at them with disdain. Stretch out your hands to them, and mock the little waist. Let's go together. They were terrified. He just ran away. Dropped the act and was slapped in the face. Big brother lying unconscious on the ground. Dahua didn't forget to look back and mock fiercely. What a bunch of cowards. The gangster who was knocked down by Dahua in the evening Lose your mind and bang your head like crazy towards the iron plate. Venting his anger. Suddenly a voice. From behind the gangster. Do you want to kill Zhao Hanji and his gang? A figure appeared in front of the gangster. Gangster instant double pupil magnification. Shocked. Are you? A few days later, Dahua and the others are sleeping soundly in the room. A man in a cap came quietly to their window. The man is actually a gangster who was beaten by Dahua. I saw him directly twist the switch of the gas tank. Then the gas pipe was inserted into the crack of the door. This block gathered the dirtiest runners in the world. The man just gave the gangster a shoulder fall. Let him be deflated in front of his subordinates. At night, gangsters for revenge quietly came to the window of the men's group. Then turn on the switch of the gas tank directly. Insert the gas pipe into the crack of the door. Attempt to murder them. And at the same time, Daojin sleeping by the laundry room. Sudden urge to urinate. He got up to go to the toilet to cool off. But when he opened the door, an extremely strong gas filled towards his nose. He suddenly realized that something was wrong. He hurriedly covered his mouth and nose with his hands. Daojin also noticed that the people sleeping in the hall. I'm already bitter at the moment. Foaming at the mouth, he dashed for the door. Prepared to open the door for ventilation, but when he grounded marketing on the door,